This is Kevin Gilmore at the National Weather Service with your weekly weather briefing for Thursday, November 30th. All right, starting out with a situation overview like we always do. The big story is going to be we have multiple rounds of heavy rain and the potential for strong to severe storms beginning later today and tonight, possibly all the way through Saturday. We're going to be talking about all the details coming up because this is a relatively low confidence forecast, and that is in regards to exact timing and impacts. However, the possible impacts include the chance for isolated tornadoes, flash flooding, and damaging winds. We have gale force winds possible across the marine areas as we get an increasing southerly flow beginning later tonight. And beyond this kind of messy storm system over the next few days, going into Sunday is looking a lot nicer, drying conditions. Temperatures are looking a little bit cooler going into next week, so we'll be showing you that too towards the very end. So starting out with, we always like to start with today, what's going right outside the window, is we're watching thunderstorms kind of starting to materialize around across coastal southeast Texas. These will be a big player into how the severe weather and flash flooding threat materializes overnight, as even in the next 12 to 18 hours, model guidance is throwing a array of solutions at us, and we're trying to kind of determine this small scale of what could happen. So we'll go over that with the specifics here, starting with tonight into Friday morning. I kind of wanted to break this up into scenarios to give you an idea of kind of, as we went through everything, a generalized sense of what the best chances are for what may happen. Is you see to the west as the strong and severe storms continues to materialize, and then the more likely scenario is what we're seeing with most guidance is the storms try and organize into a line, or it could be a messy line of strong to potentially severe storms racing across the area later tonight into early Friday. Model guidance is hinting that this line will slow down and begin what's called training. So the storms just train over the same areas, leading to an increased risk of flash flooding. The specific areas for that could be pretty much almost anywhere in that green circled area would be the best chance for this scenario. So possible severe weather, possible flash flooding is the most likely situation later tonight. Scenario 2, which we've been starting to see with most guidance, is becoming less likely, is storms could progress just due east or east-southeast along the coast. Now, if that does happen, that may cut off that flow up toward the north, and we may not get as much further inland, and that will reduce the risk for flash flooding and severe weather towards the north. So just be aware that this is a case where we may have to check back, see if there's under watches or warnings or the latest updates from us, if anything changes. But these are the general 2 scenarios that we're expecting. Again, scenario 1 being the more likely situation that would deliver the chance for strong to severe storms and flash flooding overnight. And this is going all the way into around daybreak on Friday. Now thereafter, there's the severe weather risk I wanted to show first. This is severe weather risk. We're talking about specific areas, and that would be greater risk of severe weather for areas to the west, diminishing as you go towards the east. There is a marginal to slight risk of excessive rainfall, which takes into account for that potential for flash flooding, generally across the same areas. But I want to emphasize that the marginal risk of excessive rainfall may be pushed a little bit towards the north and east to accommodate that same risk I just showed you before. So that is the best chance for seeing some strong to severe storms will be across western areas again later tonight. As we get during the day on Friday, the threat tries to shift off towards the coastal areas, but still may hang up around daybreak around the I-10-12 corridor, as far north as that, or across the coastal areas, and then possibly even diminish. And there could be a definitive period of where there could be pretty much dry weather, just clouds, maybe some scattered showers, before we watch for the chance for another round developing off towards the west. So again, mostly dry during the day on Friday once these storms get out of here in the morning. But we have to watch that next round developing off towards our west. So this is the severe weather risk Friday into Friday night, highlighting mostly that morning risk. So it's going to be mostly a morning marginal risk, but also takes into account the next round, which I'm about to discuss. This is a marginal risk of excessive rainfall. Again, this will be kicking out of here early Friday, a lull, and then we'll be watching more activity off towards the west. and this is the next round, Friday night into Saturday morning, is there could be a kind of a disorganized cluster of strong to severe storms entering from the west, going across the east, generally around the same time frame, pretty much maybe 10 to about 6 a.m. Shoots through early Saturday. Low confidence in regards to exact timing, specific details with severe and flash flood threats. It could also hang up again as well, but the same threats, including isolated tornadoes, damaging winds, and flash flooding, will continue. And there's the point there to check back for more updates. As this is a low confidence forecast, we're going to be pushing out more updates to kind of bring in some of the latest guidance and watch those trends off back towards the west. So rainfall totals, be aware that's big bullet point here in the top right. Be aware that the forecast rain totals that you see here takes into account a range of scenarios. So rain totals may likely vary from what you're seeing. Some areas seeing less, some seeing locally higher amounts, even possible from what you're seeing. But it does pick up on that one localized greater total band somewhere between the I-10-12 corridor across the Chafalaya Basin, getting up close to I-59. Now that may move north or move south based out of one of those scenarios that we discussed earlier materializing. So be aware there could be a band of heavier rain. There could be a band of flash flooding that develops overnight. We're just going to keep a very close eye on it. Now we push that through. Let's look at the tropics. And guess what? Today is the end of hurricane season. We are happy about that. No tropical cyclone activity expected. So we're done with this. And that's exciting news there. And the drought monitor. This is the latest drought monitor that has been issued. It was released today. Very little changes. Still mainly a D4 drought for most of the area. We'll see how this upcoming rain changes this for next week. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that too. And now beyond this, Sunday and through next week is mostly those rain chances you see there on Sunday, or mostly that's that leftover stuff in the morning, but it'll be mostly drying out. The temperatures back down a little bit, cool in the morning, mild in the afternoon, no rain chances, no excessive freeze, anything like that, no freezing temperatures all the way through Thursday of next week. Just really a good week is what we're seeing coming up here.